Most people fail because they're chasing motivation, and motivation is temporary. See, momentum is what keeps you moving when you don't feel like it. So think about it. When you get up in the morning, you wake up, you have a new quote, and you hear something great, you're pumped, you have this particular energy, and then it's up, and what happens is it disappears. See, that's motivation. Momentum is what happens is that when that fire is gone, that's motivation. Momentum is when the fire keeps burning because you built a system that feeds it. So we're going to talk about how momentum lasts even when motivation disappears. By the way, if this is your first time seeing this, be sure you hit the subscribe button and the bells for notifications so you know when I go live next time and you're able to get that information. All right, so let's talk about this. Momentum starts with movement, not motivation. It's kind of like pushing a car. If you think about it, if you ran out of gas or something, you had to push a car there. Understand this is that the hardest part of pushing of getting a car is that first push. You're pushing, you're putting your shoulder up against it and you're pushing that. But once you get it rolling, once you get it going, then it's easier. It keeps going because of that momentum. So this is one of the action tips that you can do right now. Pick one negotiable action that you can repeat daily. What's one thing that you can do? Pick that, select that. It doesn't have to be too big because it's not about the massive thing. What it is it's about being something you can be consistent with. See, you're not building motivation. What you're doing is you're building evidence. See, that's the difference right there. Motivation is designed to be short term. It's not something that's a building block for your success. So one of the things you want to think about here is that motivation does not measure progress. It measures feelings, and that's not what you want. When it comes to your success, you want something that's going to really follow your progress. That's not going to go with your feelings. Understand this too. Notice that motivation depends on emotion. And emotion is temporary by nature. See, momentum is about the evidence. So, for instance, for this, what you can do is if you walk into a gym for the full straight day, your brain says, we're doing this now because you have done this for 4 days in a row. You're now training your brain and rewiring it so that momentum is now rewiring yourself for a new identity. That's what it's do. So this is what you do. An example of this is, or a tip for this would be take a simple journal, a journal that you can have. If you can see your streak, you can stay in your streak. So what you're doing is you're training your brain to visually see your progress and you're engaging more senses. The more senses you can engage in your success, the more that helps to reshape your identity when it comes to that. That's one of the key things. All right. So that's one of the key things on that. So another point here, and this is a third point. We've covered a couple of points so far. This point here, it's going to be called protecting your system, meaning that momentum dies when you break the rhythm. So momentum, it's not about perfection, it's about protection. You want to really be sure that you're protecting your system that keeps you moving. See, identity is who you are, how you're moving. So when it comes to your success and your brain is like, okay, who are we? How do we move? Then it's following that particular pattern. It's following what you've trained and rewired your brain to do. However, when it comes to us, you have to identify what kills your flow so you don't break your identity. The things that kill your flows are this: distractions, excuses, overthinking. So you've got to build a quick recovery rule saying a quick recovery rule that says never miss twice. So what you're doing is you're protecting your system, your identity for that. That's one of the key things when it comes to that. You want to be sure that you are protecting your identity, protecting the system that you're building because you're now rewiring yourself for identity. So this is how you're building momentum and you're killing any type of motivation. Motivation is not a success builder. Motivation is a temporary thing. That's what you're building on. Plus, if you think about it too as well, motivation is external, meaning that you've got to come outside for that. You're waiting to be motivated. Momentum is internal. That's your brain. That's your identity. That's who you are. So in conclusion for this, what I'm encouraging to you do is this: forget motivation. You want to build momentum, track progress, and protect your rhythm. That's the thing. You don't need hype. At the end of the day, you really need habits. Well, see, motivation fades, but momentum is what compounds. Now, if you're ready to stop chasing motivation and start building momentum, subscribe, hit like, and drop a comment that says momentum over motivation. Let's build. And now, if you're interested in getting some assistance with that on how you can build motivation, then feel free to book a time with me to book a free strategy call. Go to talkwithtrevor.com. I'm able to assist you with that. We'll have a one-on-one conversation. We'll find out what are your momentum builders, and we'll also find out what is your motivation and find out what are the steps to kill that. Because our goal then is to make sure that you're using momentum, you're using motivation to succeed, to move forward in that. So be sure that as you're moving forward, as you're progressing, that you're utilizing momentum, and not just for momentum's sake, you're utilizing that to fulfill your goals. So once again, be sure that you are looking and paying attention to those things that are killing your identity, that are focusing on motivation. Remove those from your life and build the habits that build momentum. So be sure that you're booking a book a time with me. Go to talkwithtrevor.com, book a free strategy session, and let's get together and find out what builds your motivation. So be sure that you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting the like button, all those things there. And also be sure, if you want to find out more about about protecting your energy, check out the workshop that I did recently about how to protect your energy, which is the secret. Not managing time, managing your energy. I'll see you all in the next vid.